So for starters, I want to thank all of you for watching our tip of the week. And every once in a while, we do get feedback on our tip of the week, and that's the case this week. We actually had a customer that called in and wanted a description or a process on how to get base perfect. And it reads, how to get base set exact so we are ready for number 8s. And then some other notes was laser level, 10-foot pipe. What is the trick? So again, I love this feedback. It gives us opportunity to, again, mingle with our customers on maybe some of the questions that they might have. So this week I thought I'd talk about that base process and some of the things that we've learned over the years to simplify it. And talking like he did with lasers and whatnot, I thought I'd use a drawing board here so I can just kind of explain it. So if you have your home here, right? And then you're coming out on your patio here, maybe a step, and then you want to lay pavers out in this area. So again, you're going to dig down your 8-10 inches with your base, put in your filter fabric. Again, this should have slope on it to match the slope of your patio. And if you're doing a non-permeable base, so your regular standard ICPI, you're going to want 3/16 pitch. I usually do 1 foot or 1 inch and 5 feet. So that's like your 3/16 pitch. 1 inch and 5 is very simple math for getting your slope. If you're doing a permeable installation, you can get away with a level base. But I would obviously even still at that point recommend a slight bit of slope just to get your water off and in case your permeable system does plug up over time. So the way I would do that is obviously with a laser on your rough base here. You can do it very simple. If you're going to go down the 10 inches, I would just then add my 1 inch every 5 feet for my base. So if I'm out 20 feet, I know I have to be down 4 extra inches from this point here. So again, 0, and this is minus 4 inches lower. So as we're building up, we're going to put in our filter fabric, and then as we're going to install our gravel, I would get our gravel really close with your machinery and get it to within an inch or two at this point. And then once I'm done basing, I'm going to get my laser set up again. And if I'm doing a 2 3/8 paver, and then I have my 1 inch setting bed, right? So that's 3 3/8. I'm going to allow for my 3/8 of compaction when I'm after I run my compactor over my pavers, because it is going to embed down into your sand setting bed. That little bit of 3/8. If I'm doing a clean stone base with a number 8 stone, you're going to probably only compact here about an 1/8 or maybe a 1/4 at the most. So keep that in mind whether you're doing a clean stone base or whether you're doing a dense grade base. So again, that's your 3 3/8. So generally, if I'm doing a dense grade base, I'll go -3 from finished grade. So if I get my finished grade exact right here, down the step in my paver, I'm going to go -3 to the top of my gravel. So, and again, the way I'm doing this is I'm going to use my laser level, and I'm going to use my laser rod. And again, this really simplifies things. And I'm being honest, our guys really are crippled if they don't have this tool. And we built this on the 0-0 system. So this has an internal foot, which allows me to set any point on my job to 0. So again, if I'm on my job site, I'm going to set my laser rod here, right at this point. I can even build it into my stairs or however I want to do it. But if I want 0 right there, I'm going to set it at that point. This laser rod has 0 here in the center. It's in inches or centimeters. Graduates up in inches and centimeters, graduates down inches and centimeters. I have up and down elevation here. On the other side of the shaft, I have 0 at the bottom, graduates all the way up. You'll notice I have stoppers on both the top and bottom. So that allows me to either reverse this pole or say I'm going up a big slope. It gives me a full 6-foot laser rod of elevation there. But like for this situation here, I can set my laser here. I can lock it at 0. So I'm tightened right up. I'm sliding my pole. So when I get my laser set here, I slide it up. Beep. I tighten that up. So now that point is 0. So I've got my point here at 0. Now I can slide it up to -3. So up to go down. So I'm going to go up to 3. That should be my very top of gravel right there at that point. That should be right there, my top of gravel. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to set my, and again, if you want to use your screed rail, again, this is a 5-foot screed rail. We also run 10-foot screed rails, and it makes it really easy if you have 5 or 10 footers, and that's generally the way they're going to sell a rod like that, is 5 or 10 foot lengths. So if I come out here with a 10-foot length, 1 inch and 5 feet, so simple math, I know I have to be down 2 more inches, out 10 feet. So literally I can set this rod, I can wiggle it down into my gravel, or again, if I keep that gravel just a little bit low, I can set that pipe exact there. I can go out my 10 feet, and again, I'm -3, so if I add my 2 inches up to go down, now I go up to -5. So at 10 foot out, I'm -5 right here on my base. If I go out another 10 feet, right, I'm going to go up another 2 more inches, -7. And I can set those rails, right across there. I can set it on my left side of my patio all the way out. Very simple. So if I'm looking down, this is the back of my home. This is that step that I was talking about. So if my patio is out here, so again, I'm going to be my -3 here, out 10 feet. I'm going to lay my pipe in here, right? -5 here. I put another pipe on the end there. My arm's probably right in the way, sorry. If I come out here another 10 feet, -7. So now I got the pipe there. I'm also then going to use I'm just going to set this aside a second. So using a nice heavy-duty straight edge, like our aluminum straight edge. It's got a level built into it, which makes it really convenient. And you know, if your math is right on your laser, you can always double check with your level. So I'm going to take this level. It's going to go 8 foot across here, my patio again. Hopefully that's clear to you. This is my patio out here. Again, just a simple square patio. So I'm going to go over here. My straight edge is 8 feet. So I'll go 7'6", 7'9". Come back here. Slide my laser back down. -3 again. Nothing's changed. So I'm -3 there. I'm going to set my second pipe at this point out 5 feet or out 10 feet. So -3 again. -5. My other pipe on the end. -7. So again, you're going 2 inches, an inch every 5 feet. 5 foot, 10 foot, -2, 5 foot, 10 foot, -4. So you're going down your 3 plus your 4 is your -7. So again, just simple math, and if you need to build it on a grid or a chart, that's sometimes even easier yet if you use graph paper. And you can lay it out that way on graph paper so you can get your slopes. But that's really simple. And then at this point, that's 7 foot 9 inches. I can take my level, and I'm going to set it on there, and I'm just going to drag that down. So that gets my gravel perfect. I can compact it quickly, and then again, I'll probably drag this one more time, especially if I've got some lower spots, and I can get it exact. So that would give you an exact, perfect setting bed. Another option, we have our brand new Optimas line that we took on. They have 2 great products that you can do by hand or even with a machine, and that would be the mini screed or the maxi screed. So again, screed rails that come with it, and then it has adjustments on the side. It's like a jack stand. You can crank it up or down and lower it, and again, that could sit right on here, and you could drag that out to get your gravel height. And then you can also use those same rails for getting your sand or your number 8 stone for your final. So you're just going to crank those jacks up an inch for your 1 inch setting bed. And to take it a step further, Optimas also has their PlanMatic, which is hooked up to your skid steer, and that runs off lasers. So that would be on the front of a skid steer, running off the lasers, and then simply you're setting your laser, and again, there's a laser, you can build in slopes to the laser. So you'd actually set your laser, and you'd set this slope to it, the 1 inch and 5 feet. You could adjust that, and then the machine, all you're doing is just driving the machine backwards with the material, and it'll actually get your leveling bed within a 1/16 of an inch. So super cool equipment. Maybe not necessarily for a small backyard patio, but you get in some larger projects or larger driveways. That's one way you can do it with equipment based, where you're literally not touching anything. That equipment will do all of that. So hopefully this is helpful. Again, these are a simple square patio. If you're doing walks or something like that, you can do the same thing. You know, if you're coming out of a home with a serpentine walkway, again, you can set your slope. You can figure out how many inches it is down to your driveway, or down, yeah, from your front walkway down to your driveway. And then you take your distance and just divide that up. So if you have a 30-foot walkway and you've got 6 inches of elevation, so you just do the math. You just divide that up, the 6 inches by the 30 feet. And obviously you're going to go that distance every foot, or every 5 feet. You can break it up however you want. So hopefully a few good tools to help you. Many of you are obviously doing things this way already. Some I know, like our excavation crews that are doing the prep work, a lot of them have been on equipment for over 30 years. So this becomes second nature. And a lot of this is done with equipment and just double checking with a nice long straight edge, just to make sure our base is proper. But again, the laser really is a flawless way to get your base exact. Hope this helps.